Man, do I love me some Jak and Daxter. What's the matter, V?
Fuck you!
Correction. I have a love-hate relationship with this game. But mostly, I love it.
Fuck you!
Well, I have a love-hate relationship with this game. V really hates that fisherman.
Nobody likes that fucking fisherman! And that shark is terrifying!
Remember all that silly Santa Claus? My parents not being tech-savvy stuff? Well, that carried on to next-gen consoles too. But this time, to a much larger degree. First off, I had this one from about 6 months after the PlayStation 2 launched, so I had this one much earlier than I had the PlayStation 1. And that following Christmas, I got Jak and Daxter. But again, didn't get a memory card for about a month, so I left the game on in that PlayStation for about a month. I'm amazed it still works. If you noticed, I haven't really brought up Crash Bandicoot, despite having played it right along Spyro the Dragon.
Fuck Crash! And fuck you, Tim!
Phil, if you don't settle the fuck down... If it wasn't for these fucking games, my personality never would have got split because of all the frustration these platformers fucking brought upon me, and you wouldn't even exist for however long you've existed. And I let you name the fucking channel after you, even though I'm the one doing most of the talking. So, sit down, buckle up, and relive this nostalgia. Fair enough, Tim. Fair enough. Alrighty then. I like Crash Bandicoot too. Eventually I'll get around to talking about those games, but I don't know when. No, this is not a review. I'm just a guy with very fond memories. This game starts off with some narration from one of our main people. Elves. Samus. Anyway, the narrator goes on and on about all these things that he's asked about the precursors, and even the rocks don't know anything, so you know they're fucking old. But he feels that the answer to this question lies with Jak, because he's the main character. Enter our heroes. Thank God Daxter falls into that dark eco, because look at him. Jak and Daxter venture to Misty Island, the one place that they're not supposed to go to witness the evil speech of our villain and villainess for this game. And they're preparing for war on an extremely small village just off the coast. The two skulk around the island and discover some more things they're not supposed to know. And then they play with some rocks that only light up for Jak. Because main character. Jak chucks the explodey orb thing at the lurker and inadvertently knocks his friend into a vat of dark eco, turning him into an Otzel, which is a cross between an otter and a weasel. Kind of like Avatar. They return home, hoping that nice narrator man, being the master of green eco that he is, can return Daxter to his previous form. But thank God he can't. Eco is the lifeblood of the world, and it's based around 5 colors. 6 colors. Green is for health. Blue is for speed. Red is for punching really fucking hard. Yellow is for Dragon Ball Z. And dark is for don't touch it.
Look, it's a Crash Bandicoot plant.
He tells them that the only one that studied Dark Eco long enough is Gaul. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. And he hasn't turned his teleporter gate on because that would be too easy, and that would end the game way faster than the glitch in the Black Label version. Kira, Samus's daughter, and the girl next door / love interest for Jak, is also a mechanic, and a pretty good one at that. She tells them that with enough power cells, she can power a heat shield for the A-Grav Zoomer. Strong enough to get them through Fire Canyon, which is what they need to get through, because they can't walk through it, because it's fire. But before you can do that, Samus reminds you that you're a stupid little kid who's never played a video game before and sends you off to Tutorial Rock. Geyser Rock gives you a rundown of the basics of the game. You got punch, spin, roll, helicopter, scout flies, power cells, scarecrows, and lurker sharks. And some precursor egg looking things.
They're called precursor orbs, idiot. You don't see a precursor egg until Jak 2.
I thought you hated these games, V.
Fuck you! I'm done.
Alright, once you finish there, you're free to start your adventure! I just want to say real quick that this was my first experience with a game this big and alive. You can see all kinds of shit just from Geyser Rock. If you go into the look mode and look around. Upon visiting the village of Sandover, you'll find plenty of tasks to keep you busy. The mayor wants you to turn the power back on, and he wants some campaign donations. Then there's this hippie that's lost his evil golden ferret. And then there's a granny hippie who wants you to rescue a little bird. A big bird. And this old man that wants you to abuse his yak owls until they go the fuck back in their pins.
God damn, this is some good music, ain't it, V?
Alright. Well, you can kind of go wherever you want, but I always go to the jungle first. To meet a jolly fisherman.
Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. There's absolutely nothing nothing jolly about that fat tub of gangrene.
Where'd my water go? Why do you hate this man so much?
Don't you give me that shit, Tim. You hate this band just as much as I do. There's a very real possibility that he's the reason I was created in the first place. He fueled the rage within your soul to give birth to me.
I do not hate that fisherman. I hate that mission.
Not only did Tim nearly smash his PlayStation 2 into a million little pieces because of this fat tub of shit, he nearly gave up on the game entirely.
No. No. No.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, fine. I love this game to death. But I hate that man. And his...
There's 1 pound fishes and 5 pound fishes. Pah! If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take my net back from you. There's poisonous eels in this river. Catch you in one of them buggers. You poison the whole darn catch.
That a boy. And you have to do this stupid fucking mission if you want to get to Misty Island, which is like a third of the starting area. I get that it's a good thing to have a little bit of variety in games, but no.
God, that music, though!
I lied. I immediately come here first anytime I replay the game. Not because I want to go to the jungle first, but because I want to get this fucking band-aid ripped off immediately. Is it just me, or is the difficulty all over the fucking place in this game? It goes from neat little platforming, oh, no problem at all, to just like fucking, oh, your stupid nets flying all over the place and fish are just going everywhere and fucking underground precursor fucking underwater. Jak 2 is even worse. Why do I like these games so much? Could it possibly be that even though these games drive me absolutely bananas, I enjoy the challenge? You should play the Souls games, Tim.
Fuck you, V!
Once you're over this first major hurdle and you're done dancing with the fisherman, you can go kill the giant plant boss, reconnect the eco beams, get your scout flies, all that good shit, and then get the fuck out of the forest. Next, it's off to Misty Island, an archaeologist's wet dream, and possibly my favorite level in the game. You make some bone bridges, survive a gauntlet, kill some assholes in balloons, catch this stupid fucking golden squirrel called a muse. Personally, I go to Sentinel Beach last because it's the easiest. It's where you're supposed to go first, so that the game can show you all kinds of things like, oh look, the vents are closed off. Wonder how you open those up. Right away you're getting shot at by this cannon asshole way up on top of this big stone pillar. But you can trick him into opening these boxes so you don't have to.
Fuck the bird, Tim! Kill it!
Oh, I know. You see, normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to walk over to the power cell, the bird picks it up, you go over to the bird, you punch him, spits it up, and then you go catch it before he eats it again. Or you can just go on the cannon tower and blow his ass up.
Oh yes! Fuck that bird!
Next you punch some power poles, get some scout flies, you scare some birds, and then you push a big egg off a cliff for that hippie old lady, and you clear some balloons for Samus the Sage. And then it's off to Fire Canyon. Fire Canyon is the first of 3 little in-between levels that you travel through to get to the next hub world. And it's a nice little touch. Once you make it to Rock Village, you get some cool music to jive to on the way down to turning on the portals. Samus and Kira can join you. The village is under attack by some big blue lurker who can make boulders out of pure rage. And the blue sage is nowhere to be found. There's only 3 villagers: the archaeologist, the warrior, and the gambler. Each of them have simple tasks for you to complete. My order for Rock Village is Precursor Basin, Boggy Swamp, Lost City. Which I don't worry about Lost City because I skip it entirely. Yeah? This is not a review, so I don't have to play it. I don't like it. Look, I get it. It's part of the game, and you have to enjoy. Fuck the Lost City! I ain't playing it! You can't make me! The Precursor Basin is an A Grav Zoomer level, and it's pretty simple, and pretty easy, and pretty straightforward. It's one of those levels that you can always count on to get easy power cells to progress further. It just requires a lot of patience, which is not something I had as a young magi.
But patience is something I taught you in troves.
And that's why we don't have powers anymore. Fuck you, Tim. Next is a swamp level that is not Misty Bog, but it do have frogs. This is the first time you get yellow eco. What does it do? That's what it do. This level has a bunch of blue launchers and a big balloon that's trying to pull a precursor robot out of the mud. But luckily, you thwart them. There's also the first section that you get to ride around on Flut Flut, that adorable little chocobo that you saved earlier. Still haven't played Final Fantasy. Then you stumble across this lovable hillbilly that wants you to kill some random rats until his hip hog comes home. Hippo hog. Hip hog! Once you're free from the swamp and have done all the levels leading up to this, you have enough power cells to comfortably skip the Lost City.
Damn it, Tim, quit fucking with the shark!
What's the matter, V? Scared of the shark?
Fuck off!
I'm pretty sure Jack was staring at Kira's keister here. Kira fixes the Blue Sage's device and they lift the boulder out of the way so that Jack can go kill Danky Kane. Pro tip, you stand here like this, the boulders can't hit you. Learn that from speedrunners. This level divide is called the Mountain Pass.
And the lurkers have rigged it to explode! We gotta go fast!
Once you get to Volcanic Crater, you enter the Red Sage's lab to do the same thing, turn on the portal so that your friends can join you, only to find that it's a derelict. And the Red Sage is nowhere to be found. And then...
It definitely looks as though there's been a struggle here.
I'd hardly call it struggle. Would you, dear sister?
Certainly not. The Red Sage gave up with so little effort.
By the gods, Tim! The evil twins were evil!
To exactly no one's surprise, the two evil-looking Dark Elf siblings that you see at the beginning of the game are in fact Gaul, the Sage of Dark Eco, and his sister Maya. The same one that you need to fix Daxter. Spoiler alert, Daxter never gets fixed. The only NPCs in this level are Great Value, Mario, and Luigi, and they have 4 power cells. I also forgot to talk about these weird looking shrines. They each have 2 power cells for 120 precursor orbs, and they speak in weird cryptic messages that don't make any sense till you play the next 2 games. There's only 2 levels in this hub. Snowy Mountain, which may in fact be my favorite. Fuck what I said about Misty Island. And the Nightmare Cave. No, that's not actually what it's called. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, welcome, and thank you for watching. I don't like spiders. There's some dark explosive crystals, some centipedes, bunch of drill guys. Oh, neat! Kira fixed the lift. I don't have to fucking keep doing this level. Yay!
Coward.
Right away, you notice there's something very wrong with the snow on this mountain. It infinitely spawns barbarian lurkers. This level's actually pretty big. It might be the biggest level. And it's got shit all over the place. There are these little force field things that you gotta like jump over and dive slam onto in order to open the gate to the fort. No, you don't. They don't do that. The Flat Flat part does that. What the fuck do they do? Nothing, Tim. They do nothing. They give you a power cell. Oh. Well, you get to open a bunch of yellow eco vents on this level and kill all these little rabbit shits and do the Flut Flut part that I talked about.
Boom! 65 power cells! The heat shield's strong enough for the lava tube.
It's a tube filled with lava. Once you land, you turn on the portal in the Yellow Sage's pipe, only to find that he's nowhere to be found, and neither is Samus. Kira wants Jack to save her father before it's too late, and she wants him to be careful. adorable. And you immediately find Samus and the other sages in cages. Gaul and Maya aren't very smart, are they? No. No, they're not. Now I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Unless you're a speedrunner, or have watched speedruns, in which case this isn't a secret at all. Specifically in the Black Label version of the game, right when you come through the first entrance to the Dark Citadel, or just the Citadel, not Dark Citadel. Fuck, I don't know. You go through the door, you jump off the ledge, and the checkpoint will bring you at the very end of the level. But it only works on this version. I recorded this gameplay on the PS4 remaster, re-release, what? It looks better, so I recorded it on the PS4. Then you save the red, yellow, and blue sages after completing a bunch of various platforming things that are actually kind of fun. And then finally get to Samus and fail to stop the twins. And they get in their robot and fly off to end the world. This fight's your pretty standard final boss, multi-phase, jump around, punch this, avoid that thing that took me about 20 minutes. But eventually you do beat it, and you get to use White Eco, which is a combination of all the Ecos. And you beat Golemaya. Then they fall into the silo. Or do they explode? No. Silo. Our two heroes share a little victory jig before meeting back up with the sages. Then our two little ducklings are about to share a tender moment before Daxter interrupts him and tells him to put his dick on ice. There's a secret ending to this game if you get all one... Oh my god, I don't remember how many it is. I wonder what could be behind that door. I wonder if it's perhaps the time machine that they get in the second game. What do you think, V? Still hate this game? No. Good. In conclusion, it's a pretty good game. As I said earlier, this was my first exposure to an open world, go anywhere, do anything you want sort of game. Can you swim to Misty Island? No. Can you kill any of the NPCs? No.
Then don't say you can do whatever you want.
Sorry. My bad. Almost anything you want. I really, really like the first one, but this series is a case where I actually really like the sequels more than the first game. In fact, the second one is probably my favorite of the entire trilogy, even though it's probably the hardest. Now, speaking of number twos,